Welcome back. I'm Apostle Jimmy with a wonderful teaching Battle in the Camp Part 2. We started from the book, from the Part 1. I spoke about so many things there. If you go to my YouTube channel, Apostle Jimmy Music, you'll find the teaching there, Battle in the Camp. This is a teaching that God told me. God spoke to me about what happens in the ministry, what happens with men of God, what happens with anyone like you and me. I spoke about what David went through and about an old prophet who lied to a young prophet. The old prophet, he was old. God could not send him anymore, the prophet from Israel. And when God saw that the work is not being done according to the way he wants, he had to send a young prophet from Judah to Israel. And this young prophet did wonders, miracle signs and wonders. So many things happened to the extent the spiritual sons and daughters of the old prophet told their father that there's a young prophet who is doing wonders in this place. And the prophet said, where has he gone? His sons and daughters told him that he has gone this way. And he followed him up and found him. When he found him, he said, son, God has told me that you come home and eat. And the young prophet said, God told me not to use the same way I came and not to eat anything in this place. Which was true because the place was defiled. So God wanted the young man to fast as he's doing his work. Sometimes God can tell you to fast when you're going to a certain town, to a certain, to go and minister somewhere. You don't have to eat there, what? You can eat, it's not bad, but you are going to deal with demons. You are going to deal with spirits. Therefore, when you're entering any other town to go and minister the gospel, it's not good just to be eating anything there. You have to go there. Yeah, it's either carry your food. I'm not trying to put something here or a certain religion here. No, you have to go there. Don't rush eating here, eating there and there. Now go and do the work. When you have done the work, and then you can eat. You see, that's what the Bible says. Do not salute anybody when as you go to preach the gospel. So it depends also, whatever. You may eat, you may not eat, but I'm telling you, this is what I can advise you as your brother. When you go to a certain town to minister, dedicate that town in the hands of God. Don't rush eating anything, go minister the word, and then after finishing the work of God, you can now eat. That's for your brother. All right, now, David had someone who was giving him counseling. He was the advisor. He was his advisor by the name Ahithophel. And the same Ahithophel rose against him and conspired against him. You know, when he did that, David prayed to the Lord, said, "Oh Lord, turn his counsel into foolishness." And we see in the book of 2 Samuel chapter 17, Ahithophel killed himself because he saw that it could not work. That's the Battle in the Camp, Part 1. Now let's go to the Battle in the Camp, Part 2. You are with me, your brother, Apostle Jimmy. Coming back to you. Thank you. Once again, I'm Apostle Jimmy. Just want to remind you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Apostle Jimmy Music. If you get it, you know, every time you'll be updated about the teachings, teachings even concerning music, teachings concerning relationships, and also concerning ministry. It's time to take the kingdom of God far. It's time to take the kingdom of God far. Don't forget to subscribe. Like also my Facebook page, Kapunda Jimmy, and also Apostle Jimmy. I'll be with you all the time, and I'll keep standing with you in such a time as this. Apostle Jimmy has come for you by the grace of God. Love you. Thank you. Thank Thank you so much. In the book, in this teaching, Barandeka Part 2, we see David in the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 12, says, "For it was not an enemy that reproached me. Then I would burn it. Neither was it that he that hated me, that did magnify himself against me. Then I would have hid myself from him. But it was thou, a man, mine equal, my guide, and mine acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together and walked unto the house of God in company." You see, David is saying here that I never expected this battle to come from my friend, the person we ate together. We went together to the house of God. But you are the one who did this to me. Yes, David is talking about, he was expecting battles to come from outside, just as the church is expecting battles to come from outside. But the battles of the church are not coming from outside. The battles of the church are coming from within the church. They're coming from within the people you know, coming from your own family. Look at Job. His own wife said, "Just curse God and kill yourself. Just curse God and die." And the people who rose against Job was his own friends, 3 friends. And when God was about to bless Job, remember Job was so angry with these 3 people. He was so angry to the extent he thought maybe God has forsaken him. He said, "If I could know where God is, I would have taken him to court." Have you ever thought like that sometimes? And God appeared to him in the book of Job chapter 42 there, and God came down and said, "Job, you are here. Everything you've been saying, I was hearing you." Do you see when it's battle in the camp, God becomes quiet. He becomes quiet. He becomes quiet to the extent you feel like God doesn't love you anymore. You feel like God has left you. That's how Job was feeling. He said, "How can God leave me? And yet I was giving food to the poor people. I was so faithful in everything. What wrong have I done?" And Job didn't know that there was a meeting in heaven between God and the devil. The devil challenging God that if you take everything from Job, Job will not worship you anymore. You see, so it was depending on the challenge. But God knew already that Job cannot change because of money, because of anything. But Job didn't know all this. When his friends saw that, how can a man of God suffer like this? How can you suffer like this if you worship God? Have your friends told you like that sometimes? That you go to church every day, why things are not changing? I'm telling you, it happened to Job, and Job was angry with 3 friends. He was so angry, so bitter. And bitterness is bad. Bitterness can hinder your blessings. And God came and said, "Job. And Job said, "Lord, here I am." He said, "I've been hearing you, all these things you've been saying from the beginning. I want to ask you a question. Were you there when I was creating you? When I was knitting bones in you, were you there? When I created the whole earth, were you there?" Job said, "No." Then God said, why were you not afraid to talk like that?" Then Job said, "I was hearing about you. Now I have seen you face to face." There's a difference between hearing about God and knowing Him. He said, "Now I know you. Forgive me." He repented. And then God now revealed the secret of His worthy. He said, "Your worthy is not in heaven. Your worthy and your riches are with the 3 friends you've been holding grudges against." And God said, "Job, I want you to go and pray for your friends. And when you pray for your friends, you'll be blessed." And then, God went to the friends of Job and said, "Take money, take cattle, take everything. To my servant Job, he did nothing, and yet you guys spoke bad things against him." go and bless him. So they came and blessed Job. That was how Job became rich again, once again. I want you to know, no matter how big the battle in the camp is happening to you, I want you to know, don't keep grudges against anybody. Pray for the grace, and the grace of God will be sufficient for you. I know you'll be great. I know you'll testify. God bless you. I'll be back. Thank you.